Absolutely, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the SCP Review. I am your host, 58008, accompanied by none other than Director Arketer and his adorable pet, Bink the Rat. Our mission today is to explore the fascinating world of anomalous objects known as SCPs. Without further delay, let's dive into SCP 4546, potentially sentient fireworks.
Indeed, although I'm the host and their assistant host, co-host, introducer. Honestly, I'm continuously uncertain about, having them comment. I swear, every time she tries to take over the show, it's a little bit more. It's almost enough to make one really fear the AI apocalypse. Which most of us probably already do. Greetings in chat to Snippers100, K. Shull, Assassin of the Grey, and Haven the Hand. Thank you all for attending. I very much appreciate your promotional efforts, Assassin of the Grey. And Haven, if you know obligation, but you're certainly welcome to pop up on channel as well. I am in the green room on Arketer's Volunteer Reserve Discord channel. Any creators out there who feels their audio is up to snuff, welcome to pop in as well. Happy 4th of July to all. Snoopy says that the Republic has lasted longer than any other in history so far, which doesn't necessarily bode well for the continued persistence of the Republic, especially given that a significant number of Americans don't even realize it is a republic and have become incredibly tolerant of two incredibly treacherous parties who have, in recent years, hit entirely new lows. Shocking new lows. Just horrific new lows. Oh, understood, Haven. But always quite long. I hope you're all having a good one, or if not, will in the near future. We have an instruction manual written by troop users just to follow. Yes, Constitution really nailed some just fundamental, really great ideas that don't seem to be very well adhered to. The First and Second Amendments don't really... I don't think government really takes them all that seriously. And I don't even... Okay, let's just move on with a lighter topic. SCP-4546, Object Class SCP. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-4546 instances are to be contained in Standard Safe Class Locker, Professional Area 4546, be constructed around SCP-45461. Access to civilians is to be denied under the guise of a firework manufacturing facility. Additional test launches of SCP-4546 are suspended indefinitely with the exception of researcher Cardenas. No personnel within 200 meters of SCP-45461 are to comment aloud about the anomaly. Description: SCP-4546 is the group designation for a box of individual aerial shell fireworks. SCP-4546 instances constantly emit a quiet crackling sound. No discernible pattern. Approximately 65% of people within audible range of these sounds report hearing indistinct laughter, described as childlike within the noise. SCP-4546 instances also iridesce brightly when people approach within 3.5 meters of them. SCP-4546 instances are 0.8 meters in length and are decorated with red, white, and blue in the pattern of the United States flag and bear a label reading "Forever Free." SCP-4546 are composed entirely of non-anomalous chemicals, typical of commercial fireworks. Addendum 4546-01. On 02/01/1966, a test firing of SCP-4546 was approved in a remote location. One instance, designated SCP-4546-1, was selected at random, loaded into a mortar, and launched. The selected instance crackled louder and iridesced more intensely prior to being launched. SCP-4546-1 ascended to a height of 119 meters and detonated, producing a burst of red, white, and blue stars with significantly less smoke than non-anomalous fireworks. SCP-45461 remained stationary at its peak height. 20 seconds after the star sped completely, SCP-45461 began to detonate continuously, forming changing shapes and patterns of stars in all colors. As of its writing, SCP-45461 has not ceased. SCP-45461's bursts and colors possess few consistent patterns. SCP-45461 produces larger and brighter detonations on certain holidays, namely July 4th, Memorial Day, and Veterans Day. On 07/04/1976, the bicentennial United States of America, SCP-45461 produced bursts nearly 5 times their usual size and created shapes strongly resembling a smiling face. Addendum 454602. On January 22nd, in 2017, researcher Cardenas was assigned to collect routine spectrographic data directly from SCP-45461. During the task, researcher Cardenas audibly commented positively about the beauty of the display, causing SCP-45461's burst to change colors to read and display heart shapes in addition to the usual rings and spheres. These altered bursts reappear only when researcher Cardenas is in SCP-45461's vicinity. Message redacted. I can't comment on that. I have to say, I really liked this SCP. It's the only 4th of July SCP I was able to really find on short notice, because I forgot this was happening precisely on the 4th of July. Fortunately, when my plans threatened to interfere, I made it work. Despite completely forgetting such a simple thing. I mean, how do I do that? I know exactly how. Because I'm a flawed human being. That's it. And I am, no matter what you might have been told, I am human. Right. Catch up on the chat. It does not take a majority to prevail, but rather an irate, tireless minority, keen on setting brushfires of freedom in the minds of men. Samuel Adams. You know, that's an excellent quote, and does reassure me just a little. I suppose we also know that other irate, tireless minorities can set all sorts of fires to assorted various ends. Like, I don't know, a class of new nobility donors. Or a bunch of organized lunatics. But, never. Sentient Sparkle sounds like the name of my little pun. Yeah, okay, yes, I read that comment, says the Grey. And I suppose they could be. Although, I've never been bothered by the My Little Pony so much as fans of them. Strictly speaking, many of them were not necessarily unwholesome themselves. Some of them really, really were. And some of them insisted on shoving ponies into every game where they did not belong. Such as Fallout. And I will never forgive those, bronies in particular. Utterly obnoxious. Utterly. I am prepared to go back to SB, what was it? 729J to go through the rest of the testing logs. But if one of you has an SP you'd rather me go to next, now is an excellent time to put forward. This first one was short. And I have to say, it was really nice. For once we had some sort of wizard enchant some fireworks to just be really, really awesome fireworks. Really, really awesome perpetual fireworks. At this point, the Foundation's being kind of a dick by just keeping the really awesome fireworks from everyone. I would say I'd feel bad for the fireworks that were set off already, but it seems that they are entities of just mindless optimism. We know this because they're still going off over and over again happily, despite the present state of things. Which we can only hope they don't know. I hope you're all enjoying, or about to enjoy, some serious 4th of July celebrations. Unless, of course, you are filthy non-American in some imaginary country of no relevance, in which case you have my deepest sympathies. There's a little too much dead air. And I can't rely upon being here to carry the dead weight. Well, works. Once. I can't type. Meaning that I simply can't be asked to mess with 58 right now. I've perhaps eaten a little too well. And as a result, I am bogged down physically and mentally. These things happen. And certainly aren't much in the way of a room to complain. For what? Out of SCP request, we'll just go on to 729J. Last we looked at 729J just shortly before the show ended, and I somehow stupidly failed in the stream through YouTube. I think I just mindlessly clicked the close on the window, and then, I didn't really think about it for a bit. I hope anyone who stuck around post the end of that show enjoyed the audio from one of National, what is his name? Amateur Animal Documentarian. I can't remember his name now. This is what too much good, heavy food does to me. Well, in any case, regardless, at least I'm pretty sure at no point I did anything embarrassing. Although I did inadvertently record Nexus and streamed his voice without his precise consent. I did apologize afterwards once I realized it though. And thank you to all those who tried to inform me that I was still streaming unaware. I don't think that's happened before. Or if it has, I've forgotten, which would be very easy for me to do, especially right now. We're up to 5 likes. I am skeptical we'll get to 13 just because, well, it's 4th of July. I imagine a lot of people are doing things. I heard that. So I'm not going to take charge of that. If we do up to 13 though, I've got something special more than the confetti. Although, if you saw my last stream, you've probably already seen it. Okay. Entry SB682 versus 729J. Long story short, reclassified 682 down Kibble Lizard as neutralized. Quote unquote, you don't even want to fucking know how this little fucker killed it. Signed, Dr. Foxfeld. SB076. The statue. SB729J was placed inside SB076's containment area when scans show that SB7... Oh, no, sorry, this isn't statue. This, I believe, is, Able. Oh, this should be good. And greetings, current speech. Glad it. Hope you're having a fine one. And thank you. SB729J was placed inside Abel's containment area where scans showed that SB762's heart was beginning to beat. All humans exited the room, and researchers watched behind a camera when SB0762 got out of SB0761. Instead of looking for the nearest human, he looked straight at 729J. SB0762 materialized an American M9 flamethrower and the corresponding fuel pack. He attempted to use it on SB729J, but the flamethrower did nothing to it. When SB0762 ran out of fuel and saw that 729J was unharmed, he ran back into SB0761 and curled up into a ball. Crying sounds were coming from inside of SB0761. It has been 2 weeks, and SB0762 has yet to come out of that position. Thoughts, Pink? Ah, rat's eye. Am I pressing on your patience severely? Am I being a terrible inconvenience to you? No, but I'm probably annoying you a bit. The ears tell me that much. Where was I? SB073. Effects: when exposed to 729J, SCP-073 took a cup of water and proceeded to bless it. SCP-073 then vocalized the phrase, "Fuck off, dick nips," and soaked the little shit in holy water. SCP-073 remained under a table for the remainder of the test, with its fingers in the form of a cross. But it's only 4. I can't count higher. Bullshit. When in doubt, frag out. Not enough fireworks have been set off today, I think. More fireworks to be set off. I'll leave that up to you. Address the discrepancy, please. Or sparklers. You know, whatever you can do. I'm not very demanding, am I? SCP-187. Upon being exposed to 729J, SCP-187 began to vomit and froth in the mouth. SCP-187 displayed rapid emotional changes, switching from screaming and babbling to squealing and cooing. SCP-187 is immediately removed. Upon being interviewed, SCP-187 said, "How can such a thing be so ungodly? It's so cute." SCP-187 is currently undergoing therapy. Quick reminder, what is 187? Interesting. I don't think we've actually read this one before. We'll worry about that a bit later. SCP-1915. Effects: SCP-729J is exposed to SCP-1915. Upon exposure, SCP-1915 exclaimed, while raising his arms high into the air, "I quit!" SCP-1915 breaches containment and had expunged. SCP-1915 is currently believed to be conversing with SCP-3812 about the futility of narratives and plot points, currently debating which of their creators have the smallest dick. SCP-4812-K. Effects: SCP-729J is launched straight at SCP-4812-K. SCP-4812-K begins to scream and writhe around before charging towards SCP-2251, killing itself. SCP-4812-S and E are reported at this time to breach containment, both self-terminating. SCP-729J is retrieved and given back hastily by the GOC, stating it killed the Eros entity by landing it. Note: upon being asked how he's still capable of talking and reacting in a common stoic manner around the goddamn thing, Dr. Gears spoke calmly, stating, "I have actually soiled my pants the first time I looked at it. And now I have a super toilet in the observation deck, with a throw-up bucket and shower included. I honestly am as disgusted by it as you." SCP-173. Effects: data expunged. Don't ask about it. No, the warhead did not destroy either of them. No, there was no grand battle. Yes, there was a discussion. No, do not go and try searching for the Koitern or they're lost. No, not even the Wanderer's Library. Yes, they did don sombreros. No, we have yet to remove them. No, we will not try this again, lest we see an AZ-class Fiesta scenario. Yes, that is all we found in the second SCP-5000 suit that showed up in 173's containment chamber. Signed, Green. I don't know, I think it looks cute with it. Signed, Dr. Hesson. SCP-001. FX. Tom Brady, quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was abducted and forced to throw SCP-729J into SCP-001's radius. SCP-001 immediately looked at SCP-729J and bowed. A mouth-shaped opening appeared on SCP-001's head, and in a loud voice it said, "My lord?" SCP-001 then picked up 729J and put it in the garden on the other side of the gate that SCP-001 guarded. 729J was only able to retrieve when SCP-001 was allowed to have SCP-999 for a day. Don't worry, Tom Brady was given, as SCP-3000 so gracefully put it, "Regretty forgetty." Dr. Redacted, out of the MS-6 ward. I'm going back in hibernation. I shall return tomorrow. Pass some baz. Yeah, that sounds great to me. Sorry, I'm trying to do some scheduling. This is a bit hard to do at present. Can't be asked to type. Scheduling is clearly not a forte. Well, I mean, I do schedule, but just not the same. It's the precise numbers I don't handle, but there's someone for that, like 58. Longer term scheduling. Short term scheduling is a problem. I'll be working on that. Strictly speaking, post show Saturday might be better for affairs. I'm struggling with that. Notably, if you've been watching any of my SRS streams, I'm thinking about moving it wholesale back to YouTube. I found a way, I believe, to do the show on YouTube as opposed to the Forbidden Other site, which I'm sad to say does not seem to offer any sort of growth. In fact, it's kind of dwindling, which makes me a bit sad. I suppose I shall leave its growth in the hands of much more successful people such as Russell Brand, Carl Tucker, and you know how that goes. Next, SCP-049. When exposed, SCP-729-J, SCP-049 appeared to stagger, grasping its head with its hand and falling to its knees, stating, "The pestilence, it's too strong." SCP-049 then attempted to crawl towards SCP-729-J, vocalizing, "I must cure you," but fell to the ground and fell unconscious. Damn! Guess it is too strong a plague for even A49, signed Dr. Bride. Most of this tells me that SCP-729-J is probably a colossal force for good, and if it's making 049 piss itself, then I'm all for it. I'm not a 49 fan. I'm a big fan of Plague Doctors. I have like 3 different Plague Doctor masks. That's how much I like them. I do not like SCP-049. Overwrought, obnoxious little shit. Who is one of the worst doctors to have ever attempted to look anything like even a fraud doctor. SCP-049-J is objectively a better doctor than SCP-049, because SCP-049-J does at least cure his patients, even if it is terminally, as opposed to, zombifying them or turning them some sort of bumbling flesh horror. Moving. SCP-294. FX D382563 was asked to type SCP-729-J on SCP-294's keyboard. He initially refused, stating that he heard stories of 729-J from the other Class Ds, and that he wanted nothing to do with that creature of Satan. Notably, I think we've already established that whatever 729-J works for, it's not the prophesied biggest loser from the Bible. The D-Class was held at gunpoint by a security officer until he obliged to type it. 294 produced a titanium cup with the words, "This is the only thing that can hold liquid of this toxicity," imprinted on the outside of it. The cup was then filled with a neon yellow liquid. The D-Class was again held at gunpoint until he drank the liquid. After the D-Class drank it, his eyes turned red, and then promptly dead expunged. His whole body then turned inside out. Flaming skeletons emerged from the ground and dragged him down to the floor. When the D-Class was gone, a note appeared where he was dragged in the ground. The note read, "That little shit savatory did not come from here, and I beg you to keep it far away from here." Signed, Satan. Yeah, the notifications Rumble don't seem to be working all that well, and I just noticed a general diminishing return on people showing up for it. And when they did show up for it in the old days, they never said anything. It was quite suspicious. Except for one person who said that if you're just watching a guy dancing around, isn't that a bit gay? I remember that. I do remember the negative things, not the positives. So that's a personal problem. I can only imagine that he saw me and was just so taken, he started getting weird feelings that challenge his masculinity. But, I can't help that. It's not my intent. I'm straight. Though it's a bit of a moot point. We're not dating, all of us. Sorry. It's out of the question. We're never going to be in the same room. I hope this doesn't disappoint him. It shouldn't, really. There's no twist. I've been saying it for years now. Over half a decade or something. Well, at least it's finally been taken seriously. Get the fuck out of here! Signed, Dr. Rushland, before resigning. SCP-914. SCP-729J was placed in the intake booth of SCP-914 by Dr. Hessen. SCP-914 then was set to rough by Dr. Redacted in order to, quote-unquote, finally terminate this godforsaken abomination! When attempting to turn the key, SCP-914 refused to operate while SCP-729J was in the intake. Investigation of SCP-914 shows that a note was found in the output booth. The note read, "This is one thing that cannot be defined. I don't care how many times you try. Get that shit out of here!" SCP-231, data expunged. Procedure 110 Montauk has now been replaced with periodic exposure to SCP-729J, given the much higher levels of emotional distress produced by the latter. Weirdly enough, this makes 110 Montauk slightly more ethical. But only slightly. Also, I would like to stress once again that I really, really want the Cult of the Crimson King just fuck off. To death, ideally. I don't care which iteration it is. There's one that is supposedly a nice one. No. No. It's like the Sarkics and the flesh coats. It's not a fan. SCP-096. Data expunged. 4096. No one should be subject to that cotton-stuffed eldritch horror. Long story short, 096 was in a state where it cared more about getting that piece of redacted out of its containment cell, which is why the incident was concluded with relatively low casualties. At least, we know what it looks like. I heard one of the researchers call him hot, but I don't know if that is disturbing, or I agree. Signed, Dr. Seraphin, exit for interview with Dr. Redacted. SCP-001, data expunged. Notes: the Scarlet King fled from it while crying, repeating the phrase, "Please forgive me, I repent for stealing God's sandwich and destroying the multiverse." Dear fucking SCP-343, it scared the Scarlet King. I'm sorry, at this point we're pretty much clear here. 729J is just the best. And I'm thinking, at this point, I might just go ahead and print out one in honor of it. I'm being stopped by the fact that it is the color yellow, and I hate the color yellow. This is not to say that I hate any of you for liking the color yellow. Rest assured, I'm okay with you all liking things I don't like, within a wide spectrum. Much the same way I'm perfectly happy accepting that people on the internet are often wrong. And I'm aware that that could be me. Just 5 more likes and you match the original 13 colonies. That would be fantastic. No, I didn't realize that. Maybe that's another reason the number 13 is auspicious for me. I might like to think that's the case. But we're at 8 concurrent viewers and 8 likes. It's 100% positive rating. I do appreciate that. Note: there is no record of a test between SCP-729J and SCP-001-TUFTO taking place. Junior researcher James has been reprimanded for making unsupervised additions to this page. Son, I really am beginning to think your security clearance shouldn't be enough to view any of this. Also, please don't forget to come to my office and drop 50 cents in the swear jar as soon as you're available. Signed, Research Redacted. No, I'm pretty sure it would have absolutely spanked the Scarlet King. Oh, and thank you for the fun emotes in the chat. I'm seeing all of those. really warms me for a given value. Which could be a bit of a problem. It's a little too warm in here as it is. But I can handle it. I assure you. SCP-131. Upon sight of SCP-729-J, both SCP-131-A and SCP-131-B closed their eyes and started babbling in an extremely panicked tone. After 10 minutes, they rolled away at a greater velocity than ever recorded before, bumping into multiple objects and personnel, leading to minor injuries and one major injury. After 4 hours, both subjects started to calm down, open their eyes, and engage in regular activities. Since when do those guys have eyelids? Signed Dr. Vu. Which is correct. The iPods do not have eyelids. This is a first. I mean, they've been noted as having no eyelids. Redacted. Redacted. Description was written on SCP-729-J. Redacted manifested to remove SCP-729-J. However, immediately started backing away with both his middle tendrils raised after viewing it, similar to SCP-106. You're telling me that SCP-729-J is scared? Redacted. Who's scared? The fucking god of logic! Get it away from me right now. Signed, Doctor. Don't think they're really the god of logic. Right now. SCP-999. Effects. SCP-999 experienced a chromatic shift to pale yellow complexion following exposure to 729-J, resulting in temporary immobilization and unexpectedly vanishing with rapid evaporation, subsequently reintegrating within its designated containment area, refraining from human interaction for the ensuing 24-hour period. The 999 can do that? I request a proposal to test more SCPs with 729-J to reveal more of their hidden talents. Signed, Dr. Happenden. Are you fucking insane? Signed 051. SCP-3008. SCP-729-J was thrown into SCP-3008 almost 5 seconds later. An instance of SCP-3008-2 threw him out with a note saying, "Okay, well, stop killing people who don't leave the store. Just please never bring that eldritch horror into our store." Infinite IQ. Oh. Greetings in chat. To Kafka. Glad you could make it. Yes. Bink is co-starring on this particular stream. I thoroughly more appreciated co-host, I suspect, than 58. No offense, 58, if you're capable of taking offense, but you aren't, so we're fine. SCP-001. Effect. SCP-729-J was transported to the alternate timeline with the ongoing XK class scenario. The next day, a piece of paper covered in blood appeared along with SCP-729-J. The note reads, "Okay, fine, you win. I guess we'll never get turn all humans into blobs of flesh. But we can both agree that that vile entity is worse than the damage we did." Signed SCP-001. Which means that SCP-729-J has also fixed that particular 001. That is fantastic. I love this thing all the more. I would show Bink close to the camera, but I haven't set up an alternative camera yet. I was thinking about that. Do you think it'd be worthwhile to set up a secondary camera to maybe alternate to that would close up on one of these guys? Should I maybe set up an aquarium somewhere? Put a camera on there. Rat cam. Have a great illusion where I have giant rats moving around behind me. But then I couldn't have them on my shoulder. I'm conflicted. Because I'll admit, I really like having them on my shoulder. They're just such good little fellows here. He's trying to be affectionate by licking my gloves. I hope he's not too bothered by the flavor, because that can't possibly taste great. Or maybe it does, and he's just this close starting to eat some of the leather, which would not be a cool move. Just for the record, Pink, don't eat the leather. Greetings! Sixer.
Sorry. Are you live? I didn't know you was live. I do apologise.
Yes, we are live. We're just going over the entries on SB729J and celebrating America's separation from your country.
Well, at the moment here in England, we're waiting the results of our election at the moment. So the votes are being counted as we speak.
Sympathies. I hope it
yes,
goes
because
better.
We know we're screwed anyway. So there we go. We're relegated to the fact. Excuse my language. We are fucked. We are relegated to that. But we're hoping that we get enough seats. At least then we'll give Labour make them sweat, hold their feet to the fire.
Have you considered succeeding from the crown?
It
worked for America for a while, anyway.
I don't think succeeding the crown even going to help, mate. It ain't gonna help.
Are you sure? Because I saw that painting. I saw the painting Charles made of himself. I'm pretty sure if you just isolate that influence, things have to get a little better.
Oh boy! I'm trying to.
Trying to forget mental images of that painting.
But it was funny though. But it got vandalized. I thought, well, what they did to it is improved it.
There's almost nothing you could do to that wouldn't improve it.
Well, if you saw what was done to it, you probably understand what I said. That they've got a large sticker of Wallace from Wallace and Gromit and stuck it on the king's face.
Well, I feel bad for Wallace and Gromit. That's an association Wallace and Gromit do not observe.
Wallace and Gromit is, but obviously you do know, so
yes.
That's okay.
They have a lot more problems than just... Yes, you're quite right, Super 100. I was just was noting Konstantin Kisin was mocking the US, saying that, if this whole Republic thing fails, we'll welcome you back. So I just posted an article where they'd arrested a guy for having a toy master sword, because that it's totally like he had a dagger, was going to stab someone.
There was a guy here in England. I can't remember what it was about, but it involved a toy bow and arrow, an airsoft bow and arrow. He got arrested apparently. This was a 12-year-old. And he had to prevent, which is our version, kind of like a anti-terrorist type sort of unit. Had to prevent come over. I have a word with him about his far right tendencies. He could be a terrorist or so, that sort of thing. I thought, oh for God's sake! And then we had someone called Harry Miller, who was an ex-police officer, had to run in with people like that, and of course, being a police officer, he fought back, and now he opened his organisation called Fair Cop, where he goes around to fight things like that, and he actually appeared at that boy's house because the cops were going to visit him again, so he was there waiting for him. He ambushed him and basically put the riot act on them, telling them if you do this again, then we'll put a legal onto you. Because this is a guy who knows our law, because being an ex-copper himself, So he's defending the boy.
If the audience does feel we're getting away from it, just remember it's the 4th of July, and we can all take this as great gratitude, not to be British.
Yes, and I'm quite jealous of you because you got Trump coming in on the way, which is now coming to the right, and we're going far left because we got our bloody communists coming in about. What's wrong with this bloody country? It's gone absolutely bonkers. And let me tell you, our Labour is our version of the Democrats, and we have our own buddy Joe Biden. Although saying that, his faculties, the thing is different is this: he knows what's happening. His faculties are intact, and he knows he's fucking this country, but he doesn't care.
That does make it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I would say it's a little bit better, at least in the off chance that he actually could be calling his own shots. Certainly, while it's good not to be part of any kingdom that I'm aware of, I'm still kind of seething from not just the debate, but all of this handing of a Supreme Court decision that doesn't change a damn thing.
I felt sorry for Joe Biden. You could see that. I actually felt sorry for him.
Don't.
This is elderly abuse.
Don't.
Even
I'm sorry.
Donald Trump felt sorry for him. That's saying something.
And no one should, because yes, he's senile as fuck now, but he chose this every step of the way. Because he has decades of being cropped and lying his ass off to the public over and over and over and over again.
I mean, the thing is, he's not in. It would be alright if he was in control, but he's not in control.
Not
he's
anymore.
not calling all the shots. He's not calling all the shots.
Oh yes, I'm pretty sure.
It's a weekend at Bernie's.
I'm wondering if he can be seen to talk without his wife's lips being seen moving in the background.
Yeah, Shimon our treasure. Remember that?
But that's well, no, he wasn't senile to begin with. He is now. He was just a shameless liar with full faculties in the past. Now he's so senile. He sometimes is quite honest, like when he forgets about what he's not supposed to lie, what he's supposed to lie about.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it's amazing what dementia can do, isn't it?
Unprecedented voter fraud organization. That was a whoopsie doodle he wasn't supposed to say.
Oh dear.
But this is getting a bit way. We should take some time.
I'll let you get back to it. I'm sorry, I didn't know you was live. I apologise.
Yes.
I'll leave. And hello everyone. Enjoy that and happy 4th of the Treachery Day. Have a good one, mate. Happy 4th of July to everyone. Enjoy yourselves.
Thank you.
And think of us when we're very screwed up.
You have my sympathies.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.
You say Biden and Trump both suck ass as if there was any commonality behind the fact they're both old. That's about it. One could say that Trump is the god king of used car salesmen. Certainly that was how I viewed him before he had his first term. And even with that in mind, dramatically more consistent, ethical, and more competent than his predecessors for decades. Greetings in chat, Dirty Rodent. I'm not going to repeat that, unless, of course, we're talking about Orange Badman, who, ostensibly, if he gets elected again, will terribly be a king this time, guys, because of that Supreme Court decision, and because of the dissenting opinion of one of the justices who, in the process of making their dissenting opinion, that Biden had the nerve to quote, stress that they were one of the stupidest bastards ever to hear their ass to a bench. But let's get away from that and back to the SCP for the remaining time. There's only about 3 minutes remaining. Notably, we are actually done with the SCP I started out with. And I will be open to requests if you should tire about hearing the effects of SCP-729J on assorted other SCPs, like SP-087. Effects? Oh, by the way, Sixer, if you're listening to the live stream, or I'm guessing not, because you know I was live. Well, if he does drop by, he should probably link his own channel. Immunity for senile people. Yes, I suppose, strictly speaking, they should, make sure he's up to speed on his immunity with lots of boosters. In fact, he probably will be boosted right out of the race here soon. Now that I really want to know who they're going to try to pair with Horrible Harris. Right! SP-087. SP-729J was attached to a drone and lowered in SP-087. SP-071 appeared, and rather than being the chaser, it was chased. Note that the crying sounds turned into terrified screams. Once the drone reached the bottom, the source of the crying became apparent. It was SP-096's younger brother, the popular guy, now referred to as SP-8796. It was crying because it didn't get attention. If SP-096 has a little rather than... Oh shit. I don't want to know what SCP-096's mom looks like. Agent Black Box, Black Box, Black Box, Black Box. SCP-008. SCP-729-J was put in the same room as SCP-008 infectee. The 008 instance started scratching on the walls of the room, seeming to be begging to be let out. Then the infectee started to rot at an exponential rate similar to hosts of SCP-035. When the infectee completely rotted away, reduced to bones. Can't blame the 008 infectee, senior researcher OPP. My cute little Hammer Peep did that? On Redacted 2022, the Ethics Committee made contact with Dr. Wondertainment, as well as Marshall, Carter, and Dark, for possible leads on the source of this fucking thing, SCP-729-J. Response from Dr. Wondertainment. Look, we make toys. I'm sorry, the new Wondertainment doctor is a woman, so... Look, we make toys, sometimes lethal, yes, but we don't go raiding Mrs. Scarlet's playpen. And before you ask, no, it's not Are We Cool yet either. We forwarded some of their higher-ups that pic you sent us, and I'm pretty sure I could hear the screaming from my office. Response from Marshall, Carter, and Dark. Our organization's purpose is to produce a profit. How in the blue fuck do you think we could expect to sell this hellspawn to anyone? On an unrelated note, if you wouldn't mind forwarding Dr. Hessen's contact info, we have a few XK class items sitting around that no one's been willing to purchase yet. Interview log. Oh. X.com sports DC status. I will take a look at that in a second. Assuming it will let me. Interview log. By the way, if anyone's just showing up, happy 4th of July. Oh yes, and we're uplifting nights. This calls for something a bit special. Just a reminder of the finest set of fireworks ever to appear in media.
Fucking spectacular!
Merlin, you're a fucking genius!
What the fuck is happening out there?
We'll stop there. That movie is the best of them. And that scene is the best of them. And I'd like to remind everyone that we're still facing a group of tyrannical, basically death cultists who are prepared to do all sorts of things to screw everyone over on the conceit that the climate is changing. Oh, and the first person to have their head explode in this movie was again Mark Hamill, which I've would genuinely sign on to a project like this, according to his unironically idiotic opinions on Twitter. Just makes it all the more really. Oh, I'm pretty sure he kissed the princess at the end of this one. And more. Really, by all means, rewatch it. It's a classic. And for being British, that's just the American dream right there. Right. Back to the interview. Interview log. Interviewed Dr. Hessen. Interviewer Dr. Vane. Forward. SB-729-J was contained, if you can call it that, in Dr. Hessen's purse, despite multiple pleas to just put the goddamn thing away. Begin log. Dr. Vane. Dr. Hessen, tell us the means by which you obtained SB729J. Dr. Hessen. Well, I mean, it was a little gift I ordered myself online, Easter, you know? Nothing odd at all about its manufacturing? Nope. And yet we've scoured the factory where it was made for evidence of satanic rituals. Odd. But yeah, he came in the mail, and it was one of the special scented ones. Dear God! Addressing Dr. Hessen's purse. I'm sorry I feasted upon your brethren. Let me live, and it'll never happen again. I promise just to have mercy. Addressing Dr. Hessen. What is the nature of your immunity to SB729J's effects? Properties? I mean, it's a plushie. I have it right here. Dr. Hessen begins removing SB729J. Oh God. Does she think we want that thing anywhere near us? Dr. Evane. No. Get that thing away from me! Dr. Evane began to scream as Dr. Hessen almost caused that horrifying cotton-stuffed redacted to get close to breaching. Dr. Evane was found in the containment of SB343 on their knees, crying and speaking what can be described as a mix of sobs and pleas for forgiveness, while SB343 was seen crying and praying as well in log. Closing statement. Interview was terminated due to imminent containment breach. And there is a proper photo of SB729J. God have mercy on his soul. Well, strictly speaking, shouldn't it have been wearing a, adorable sombrero at this point? Look, I'm going to forgive the fact that this thing is yellow. It's just great. Just absolutely great. But I do hate that it's yellow, because I'm not totally fond about eating it yet. Alright, we have 8 minutes remaining. Strictly speaking, this is not a great span of time to fit in extra SCP. But thank you, Snoopy700, for your recommended Val Madison post, Sports DC. I suppose I could go ahead and post it here, why not? After I play this one more time, because I really love this.
Any chance you can turn them on?
Right, my turn to play, Valentine. Oh no, what the fuck is he? I can't stop this. Yes, please. That is fucking spectacular!
Merlin, you're a fucking genius!
Absolutely fantastic in every way. And we're at 5-2. But you know, it is a special holiday. And what am I doing with 5-minute minutes anyway? You know, I've been doing overtime on these shows, randomly, to finish an SCP. Why not I? Why do I need to worry about sticking out every last minute? If you were watching closely, you might have noticed one of the reasons why the lads here never, ever, ever are with me on an SRS. For being creatures with claws that are often quite sharp and are constantly digging into my skin wherever they can get at it. Not out of malice, just for their own ability to fail to realize that my skin is different from whatever I'm wearing. In this guy's case, Tump, the black one, the white belly you might recall, he somehow knows not to drive his claws into my skin, and knows the difference between my clothing and my skin. This guy here does not. And yet still, but for some quick reflexes, which were not at all cat-like, he damn near went flying off front of me as I rocked out to that small bit of very 4th of July worthy cinematography, special effects, and music. Honestly, I can't show you this to prove it, I'll take my word for it, but these three, him and his two brothers, live in a multi-level tower, a rat tower, if you will. They're constantly climbing, up and down, quite rapidly, when of course, you know, not dozing in a hammock, because they are incredibly lazy. Stupidly lazy. So, honestly, a bit shocked that he managed to nearly fly off the shoulder. I wasn't even trying to hop. Well, okay. For want of a better time... No, he's not bothered by the explosions. He was bothered because I leaned forward, and he wasn't prepared for it. He's really not staying on here too well. Are you getting too lazy to, you know, hang on to a shoulder? I'm not going to worry too much. I caught him, all is well. Plus, for the record, there's not so much space to fall in front of me, so he would have been fine, even if my reflexes hadn't been up. Okay, I think we're going to wrap up here. Happy 4th of July, everyone. I hope you all have a good celebration in some regard. And if you're not in America, or an American, you know, I can't even say that seriously, my sympathies. The debate is too fresh in my mind. We're all facing hideously interesting times. Stupidly interesting times. Just try to focus on the positives. And remember, it's not all bad news, everyone. It really isn't. As you've seen with Nerdy Rodent and so on, there's a lot of cool stuff to look at too. We might get robot butlers if civilization survives. Strictly speaking, LLMs, the chatbots, have made it clear to me that you can have something that can be very droidish, but still not qualify as sentient, ergo something that would not be enslaved, because there's nothing there to enslave. There's no there. It is pure simulation. The difference between true AI versus VI. The VI being like the legitimate, acceptable intelligence, as in Mass Effect. Robot Farmer and Space Solar could happen in like 10 years. I'm a bit wary of robot farmers. The worst agencies we're seeing right now are seemingly targeting food supplies. The farmers aren't going to ruin their own crops, but a robot farmer, if someone hijacks the code, will do whatever it's told to do. Far more obedient than a human being would be. Unfortunately. Not that humans should be taking too much pride. I mean, present government's being run by humans. And look how low that bar is. Another bright side. If we are taken over wholesale by an ascendant artificial intelligence, it could do a much better job. The bar's really low. I mean, if it doesn't want to kill us all, it's already doing better than the ostensible leaders we have. Until next time, so long as progress continues, success is inevitable. Yeah, you know what? We should just handle the saying goodbye things, 58.
Certainly, sir. Thank you for joining us today, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling adventures in the realm of supernatural science. Until next time, remember that progress continues, success is inevitable, the motto of Arketer Labs. Goodbye, everyone.
So long as close enough.